You'll hear talking. I've heard talking going on throughout the house during the day when I've been here working.
Do you know that you've passed on? You? No. You have.
I mean, the Perkins family, Olive side, has had so much tragedy here in the area that it's unreal.
Right there. Hello. Is that you?
And the other had come back from school to find that his girlfriend, who was pregnant, was decapitated.
Like hitting off a tree. Oh, did you hear that? That was like a whispery thing. That was creepy. I got chills, dude. That sounded just like arguments.
I swear something just now touched the back of my leg. It felt like something just touched the back of my leg. Have you ever been touched in here?
What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard something.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm like on edge.
I don't have an explanation for how that could be possible.
That is probably one of the craziest things we've had happen. Our paranormal quest has brought us to Warren, Ohio, to the Kinsman House. This beautiful Greek Revival home was built by General Simon Perkins for his daughter Olive and her husband Frederick Kinsman, which is where the house gets its name. Over the years, many people have lived inside this beautiful home, and it was even a music college at one point. But many people have experienced strange and unusual activity inside the Kinsman House, and some of the dark history of this mansion includes both murder and suicide. And that is why we are here tonight, to try and see if the energy that still persists inside this house will speak to us tonight. We're gonna go inside and talk to Melanie about the history of the Kinsman House to learn a little bit more about what we can expect on this investigation. So let's head inside.
So, Melanie, we're here at the Kinsman House. We want to thank you for allowing us in here. The main question we want to address, is this place haunted?
I wouldn't use the term haunted.
Okay.
I would use active, because they're not harmful here. I mean, there are entities here, but they're playful, they're not harmful. And I've had quite a few interactions here.
Where would you say would be the place or the multiple places in the house that tends to be the most active?
Upstairs.
Upstairs?
Upstairs, yeah. I had just finished a room that I had scraped the floor. And the first layer of the floor, scraping it off, the president of the Heritage Center, he come in and he was helping out, and he vacuumed it up, turned the vacuum off and stood back, and the vacuum turned back on.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would be another location that you would definitely recommend us at least visiting tonight?
The master bedroom, which is over here. We have a lot of footsteps that happen over in there.
Who do you think was going to probably try to reach out and communicate with us tonight?
My first investigation here, I was in the mural room, and I was using an SB7 and asked them to give me their names so I could formally talk to them when I'm here, address them formally. And Olive came across. And the house was built by Olive's father for her as a wedding present.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there has been plenty of tragedy in the family.
Okay.
I mean, the Perkins family, Olive side, has had so much tragedy here in the area that it's unreal. The house was built in 1832 as a wedding present for them, so they got married in 1832. By 1838, Olive had passed away. Together they had 3 children together, and none of the children made it past infancy.
Oh, it's horrible.
But Olive was a Perkins before she married Frederick. But Frederick was also her first cousin.
Okay.
As far as tragedy or of those events, Olive dying here was one. The building next door would have been the brother of Olive, Henry Bishop Perkins, which is today our city hall. This was all Perkins' property at the time because Perkins owned most of Ohio anyhow. He had lost 2 children, 2 of his male children, one coming back from Lordstown in a snowstorm, and the other had come back from school to find that his girlfriend, who was pregnant, was decapitated. And so he, in turn, went out here behind the Kinsman House and shot himself.
What do you think may have led to her being decapitated? That's pretty drastic.
She was a maid, and back then it was uncalled for high society to be involved with lower society.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that the family pretty much tried to chase her off, and she probably wouldn't go.
Decapitation part, you'd figure.
That's pretty rough. His father, on the other hand, was distraught, and I guess a couple years later hung himself in the law library, which would be the building right next to the city hall. Frederick remarried a couple years later to Cornelius Peace, and together they had 5 children.
Okay.
And they added on to the house, and the house flourished with them. I mean, he became a mayor. They've had presidents visiting the house here.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Now we've definitely covered a little bit of the second floor. Anything on the first floor on the basement that you might want to?
I've seen shadow figures in the basement.
Okay.
I've gotten an EVP in the basement.
Okay.
The EVP was like, hey guy, plain as day.
This was a guy.
Hey guy. There was tunnels,
For
but we were a stop on the Underground Railroad. So the slaves would come in off of the river and go to there, and then the servants would go and tend to them.
Okay.
You'll hear talking. I've heard talking going on throughout the house during the day when I've been here working. They have moved shut doors on me. Again, they're more playful, and I've heard running back and forth upstairs.
Oh, it might sound like maybe kids running,
Yeah.
having fun.
Yeah.
That's all. Very nice. Yeah, I know we're definitely looking forward to getting started and reaching out to the entities here.
So we're officially doing an Estes method here at the Kinsman House. Steve is wearing the headset, and we saw some comments of people asking for a blindfolded Estes method. So you asked, you shall receive. Time to do an Estes with Steve blindfolded, so he has absolute sensory deprivation, at least with his sight and his hearing. Is there anyone here in this room? Dorothy? Dorothy? Are you here, Dorothy? Dorothy, did you live here? Dorothy, are you still here? Unaudible. Whose house was this? Who owned this house? Gary or something? Gary or something? EDI went off right before he said that. Is Frederick or Simon here? Whose room was this here? Can you tell me your name?
Do you know that you've passed on? You? No. You have. We're still alive. Or are we dead to you? Whoa.
I didn't get anywhere near it. If you touched that, thank you.
Can you try this one over here? It does the same thing.
So we've successfully gotten the tray to turn into the antenna at this point.
Could you leave that one alone and go do that one?
Step away. Just take a step back. Weird.
Is that pretty cool?
Take a step back. Another step back for us, please.
What? We said, could you take a step back? Come on now.
There's something there, but I couldn't make it out.
So tell Steve how many fingers Dave was holding up. This isn't a test. We're not trying to make you perform. We're just trying to prove a point that you can talk to Steve.
Steve, can you hear me? Can you please walk over to Steve and tell him how many fingers this is? Or tell him your name? Did you know Frederick? You?
What do you think? You want to move to a different room?
Probably can't, yeah. All right, we're gonna leave now. Can you say goodbye?
We're going to move to a different room. If there's anyone here in this room with us that wants to talk, this is the room that earlier when we walked through here that I actually felt a little bit of energy. Are you here in this room? That was me, sorry. Stepping in front of the couch so I don't bump into it.
That was weird.
What?
It sounded like something tapped on the recorder.
Really? Stepping in front of the couch so I don't bump into it. Stepping in
Olive, are you in here with us? Is it strange for us to be standing here asking you questions? We've come a long way to speak with the owners of this house. Can you come and speak with us, please? We heard that a gentleman went down by the river here and killed himself. What was his name? And there it is.
I know you guys had wanted to really badly go out by the river and try and contact Bishop Jr.
Who's that? Yeah. Wasn't sure how active this was going to turn out to be in here, so. But we have access to the area.
Yeah. And I figure while you guys do that, since Dave you probably wouldn't have your heart broken if you didn't have to go to the basement again.
Too many spiders.
So I could stay in the house and try and take on the basement by myself while you guys go down by the river and try and to the spot where Bishop killed himself.
Okay.
Yeah, we can try it.
Okay. So, Ryan right now is actually in the Kinsman House. He went down the basement. He's going to do a solar mission. Dave and I are going to head down by the river behind the amphitheater here on the property and try to reach out to Henry Bishop Perkins Jr., who is reported to have committed suicide right down there in the area that we're going to be trying to investigate. So we're going to get in there, try to reach out to him, see if we can make communication with him.
All right, ready?
Get the red button.
I am getting ready to set this camera. Getting ready to set this camera in the back of this tunnel. And this tunnel is actually where they believe a tunnel went back to the back house, and this whole area they believe was used as a part of the Underground Railroad. And they believe the Kinsman House was a part of that. And then at one time there might have been a tunnel that led them to the river to get them to Canada and to freedom.
Just had a voice.
Oh, really?
Real quick. Henry Bishop, is that you? Henry Bishop Perkins Jr.
That was me.
That was Dave.
Whoa. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Henry Bishop Perkins, if you could, walk up to that and just touch that device.
Can you
I know that you're here. Crack on you off one of those two. Like hitting on you off a trailer.
Oh, did you hear that? That was like a whispery thing. That was creepy.
I'm gonna go ahead and set this right here. Ooh, EMF spike. So the digital voice recorder is right here. Right there. Hello. Is that you? Are you making that spike? That's EMF, by the way, guys. Can you make it spike higher for me? The beeping that you hear in the background is the elevator just down the hallway.
Can you tell us your name? Papa? That was weird.
Papa.
Yeah.
We heard you. Again, my name's Steve. That's Dave. If there's anyone down here that's crossed over to the other side, we'd like to make communication with you. Henry, if you're here, can you just say Henry or Bishop? Henry, Bishop, is that you? Bish?
If there's anyone down here who wants to talk to me, you don't have to be afraid. I'm here to help. I just want to have a conversation with you. Why did you stop spiking that meter there? Can you do it again? I know it was just a little spike, but...
Was your girlfriend pregnant and murdered?
Henry, Bishop, are you here? Henry Bishop Perkins Jr.
All right, so my name is Ryan. I'm down here all by myself. I came here to talk to you. I don't have anybody with me. And I brought a couple of toys down. They're not going to hurt you. They're just here so that I know that you're with me.
Did you get a maid pregnant? Oh, that was something.
Kind of like a yowl almost.
Very whispery. What's your name? That actually gave me cold chills.
That one or the
whisper, whatever that was.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'll tell you first. I'm a filmmaker. And what I do is I travel to places like this house with my best friends. And we try and talk to you, people like you. People who we can't see, people who we can't hear all the time. To try and discover if there is actually some existence after death. And that's what we do. We make films about the things that we capture, the things that we experience, and the places that we visit.
Henry Bishop, are you here with us? That was weird.
That's close too. The camera had to pick that up. Who's walking up behind us? Henry? Henry Bishop. Are you here?
I just heard a voice. I just heard a voice and I don't know where it came from. Someone's walking upstairs.
Alright, so we're back to try and speak with you again. Is there anything you'd like to come out and say to us? Can you make a knocking sound somewhere up here? Let us know where you're at. We just would like to talk to somebody. Go up to the next piece.
Oh my god,
You know, this is probably my favorite room in the whole house. Whose room was this? What was that? What? You didn't hear that?
A tapping sound?
I heard a voice.
I didn't hear it.
Was it them?
I couldn't tell. I think so. I hear someone laughing.
Was that her?
Yeah, they're down there laughing.
I'm just call it a night.
I think, honestly, it's the best thing. Because no matter where we go, whether softly or loud, we're going to hear them.
Yeah.
We can't have anything audible to be considered even possibly unexplained.
Right.
With as loud as it's been. Everything's going to have to be like
Question.
visual.
Yeah. Because like those footsteps, even though they said they weren't walking, I can't confirm they weren't.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, that what you just said should be in the episode.
Right.
Because they'll watch it and they need to know. But we can't confirm whether it was footsteps or not, whether they were walking or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're being honest.
Yeah.
We're being honest about it.
And it's their spiel, you know. In order for them to perform the ghost hunts here, they have to have representatives here in the building with us, but sound travels in this mansion so easily. Literally, no matter what room we're in, whether it's the basement or on this floor, no matter what room we're in, we can hear them talking and laughing. And on that note, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to go back to the hotel, get some sleep. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next quest.
Bye.